The Constitution of the National Assembly, when the impeachment case happened before the National Assembly, that matter, we're not sure. This court did not address it, and you say you've already moved to the Court of Appeal on the same. Right. So definitely some matters have already moved on to the Court of Appeal, and we do await that that court will give its judgment. When you listen to lawyers, sometimes you get lost in a lot of these things, understandably. But we do have a politician, but you are also in court, Senator Nyutu. And is it certain, can we say with certainty that definitely Rigathi Gachagua will be moving to the Court of Appeal on this matter?
Thank you, Fred, and allow me to say that, of course, I'm not a lawyer by training, but I'm not completely ignorant in matters law. And so I think there is that legal team that is representing my party leader, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, and I think they are going to advise on whether we are proceeding to the Court of Appeal. But listening to Rigathi Gachagua on Sunday, when he attended a church service, of course, he indicated that if he did not get a favorable judgment yesterday, that he would then proceed to the Court of Appeal. And I want to believe, therefore, that we are definitely going to the Court of Appeal, because, Fred, you don't have to be a lawyer to be able to see where, you know, arguments where there are gaps in law. Because you only need to have some brains to add one and one together. And of course, if somebody tells you that 1 + 1 is equal to 3, then it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a mathematician. You'll tell them 1 + 1 can never be 2. Can never be 3. What am I trying to say, Fred?
Based what?
That 1 + 1 can only be 2. Can never be 3. But anyway, allow me, Senator Mugatana, kindly allow me.
It's equal to 2 if it's base 1.
I mean,
1 + 1
just
might be more than 2.
Okay, and we'll come.
I'm just telling him mathematically
I'm just
is wrong.
making a basis of
mathematically is wrong.
What I'm trying to say, and you know, Senator Mugatana wants disrupt.
I'm not disrupting you. I'm just telling you 1 + 1.
Which will
okay.
Senator Mugatana, why don't you wait so that when your time comes, then you can disprove what I'm saying.
So
what I'm trying to say,
when they're stung, they always look for
Let's all listen to
what I was trying to say is
Senator Nyutu, go ahead.
that in this argument, having gone through or listened, you know, the judges take us through the judgment, you did not have to be a lawyer to be able to see justice was miscarried. Why do I say this, Fred? The judges themselves, or let me say the court, ruled that Rigathi Gachagua's right to fair hearing was violated. And that is why they awarded 50 million Kenya shillings in damages. But then, if the process was not right, why was the product, ruled to have been right? Because we are saying, I mean, and I heard Senator Mugatana argue that, and give an example, that if you are an employee, I think of, say, Kenya Breweries, and you have been dismissed from your job and you are not heard and that kind of thing, that you still can be paid some damages. Somebody can rule, let's pay you something, but you will still go home. You know, the difference between the example that Senator Mugatana gave and the particular case in question here of Rigathi Gachagua is that if you are dismissed from Kenya Breweries, to use Senator Mugatana's argument, then you can go to BAT Kenya and get a job. When it comes to an impeachment, if you are impeached, you cannot hold a public office. So Senator Mugatana's example cannot stand in this particular case because we are talking about, a process that renders you, somebody who cannot hold any public office. And so you cannot say that my right to fair hearing under under Article 25 were violated, but then they were violated, but then the result of this violation, you uphold the result of this particular violation. And so the judges or the court ought to have actually quashed this particular impeachment. Number two, Fred, and you don't have to be a lawyer again to know this. I mean, the judges continue to say that if they quash this particular, rule, this particular impeachment, then we would have a constitutional crisis because there would be 2 deputy presidents. Don't forget, Fred, that these are the same judges whom, when Rigathi Gachagua went to court seeking conservatory orders that Professor Kindiki shouldn't have been then sworn in to prevent a situation like this, where now they are saying that if Rigathi Gachagua's rights are given or granted, then there will be a constitutional crisis. Who created this constitutional crisis? It is the same judge. It is the same court. Remember again, Fred, these 3 judges, Rigathi Gachagua applied that they recused themselves from hearing this case. They actually declined to recuse themselves. And so, Fred, looking at it from out here, I mean, why would we even have expected any fair, ruling from these judges? Because, Fred, if I say that, I need justice, because it's a right, justice is a right. And I have reasons to believe that this bench, constituted of Wakili Kinyanjui, Senator Mungatana, and Fred, cannot give me, a fair judgment. Why would you insist? You are not the only judicial officers in Kenya. Why would you insist on, even without giving any reasons? Even without giving any reasons. If I say I feel I don't want to be tried by you, why would you insist? Why would you not allow other judges, because they are there and there are many, to hear me? But for me, basically, it is that you cannot, rule that my right to fair hearing was infringed, then continue to say that the product was right. You cannot fail to recuse yourself and
Thank you, Senator.
continue. And finally, you cannot create a constitutional crisis and then say that you cannot make a fair ruling because of
There's a lot I know, Senator Mungatana, you want to talk about, but because we are still considering the legal aspect, we'll come to the political.